movie itself, when I read it, well, first of all, it was described to me as Babe meets Knives Out, and I was like, okay, how's that going to work? And I just fell in love. I fell in love with not only my character, George, the shepherd, who's in love with sheep way more than humans. He understands sheep a lot more, and he's beloved by the sheep. But everything about it, I just thought it was funny, and it's so much fun being a murder mystery. But ultimately, I think what you walk away with, and when I read the script, was just the heart of it. I cried reading the script. I was just like, which is very rare for me. I just thought it was like a perfect, Craig Mason had written a perfect screenplay.
What really drew me to this was the whimsy of it, the heart of it. It's really outside the box in terms of a story. It's so, initially I was like, what? Sheep solve a, huh? I mean, but in fact, the unusual quality of the actual story is what ultimately drew me in.
I love stories about characters like this, that are so underprepared for the kind of stakes that they're putting themselves up against. And sheep trying to solve a murder mystery, that's just right up my street. So really, for me, the North Star is the heart of the movie, that it has like emotion driving it. And the comedy with it is really the language that the story is told in. I love comedic films. I love hopeful films, optimistic films. So these were all the things that were really the drivers for my part.
I actually played two characters. I played Ronnie and Reggie. They're twins. And honestly, it was the best script I'd read in years. I loved the script. It was very, very funny, very charming. And it's deep. There's like a thing in it. I won't tell you, but there's a thing in it that's like, it's really deep. I love it. I was very excited to be invited to be in it.
I play Cloud. I'm one of the sheep who helped solve the crime. I just read the story. I'm a big fan of Craig. I've worked with Craig before. And I read the script and I just thought that I just loved it. It made me so happy. It was so interesting. It was well written, and then the cast involved was so incredible that I just wanted to be a part of it. So yeah.
Tim is the only police officer in this tiny town. He is tasked with solving the murder of George Hardy, Hugh Jackman's character. He is, at the beginning of the movie, quite an idiot, maybe, seeming. Not very confident, not very skilled at the job. And by the end of the film, sort of with the help of these sheep, he grows into himself, finds himself, feels like he has a bit of a community. So I thought the arc of the character was really great. When I read it, it was like a little bit Greggy in the beginning. So I was like, I was like, okay, maybe it's a little too similar, but the arc that he takes over the course of the movie was like really beautiful, and I thought it was super well done. And the British accent, I was like, let's find a different kind of guy here. Like, let's find what a countryside, like what's the right accent, what's the right, and then building it out a little bit, just got better and better, working with everybody, and yeah, so I took it wasn't hard to say yes to this movie.
I think that Rebecca is in a very lost moment in her life, and she touches down in Denbrook, after the loss of her father. So it's a very kind of sad moment for her in her life. But then also hilarity ensues and some kooky things happen. But I think Rebecca's kind of keeps things close to her chest. And that's all I'm going to say. But I wanted to be involved with it because Craig wrote it. I think getting to work with Emma Thompson was, I'm sorry, I'm not even going to say her first name. Her full name, Emma Thompson, was like the greatest gift of my life. She is so funny, brilliant, and curious, and like brought me into her home, introduced me to her family, and was like, you will not, feel lonely in London, like you have a family here. And she is one of my like icons and someone I've looked up to my whole life. So that was the best part of all of this, I think. Yeah.
Do you like ewes? Do you like rams? Do you like murders? You're in the right place. We've got the sheep detectives here waiting for you. We've got the Hugh Jackmans. We've got the Emma Thompsons, Molly Gordons, a whole bunch of great people. It's not often that a project really comes to that's from the director of Minions and the writer of Chernobyl. It's just an interesting mix. It might be the only time that's happened. I just wanted to see what it would be like. And then my friend Katie Lee had read the book and she was obsessed with it. The 3 bags full And so I read the script and I really liked it. Mopple is a sheep who has memory, unlike the rest of the sheep who kind of wipe out, I suppose, maybe to save themselves from the trauma. But that's not great in a detective story. So they use my memory somewhat through my stomach to try and find the culprit that has slain our shepherd. I have sense memory through my stomach. If I eat a carrot, I've never seen a turnip I wouldn't chomp on. And if I chomp on it, I will remember where and when. That is the glorious thing about the bopple.